Hello and welcome to the live stream, whether you are joining live with me now or if you're catching us on the replay. So in this live stream, I'm going to be looking at what are some of the best live streaming software options currently in the market. So I'm going to talk about three options and also show you behind the scenes so you can kind of see what's out there and what they offer and decide for yourself which one works for you. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Sara Nguyen and I help coaches, consultants and creative pros build their business using video on social media with ease. And I live stream a lot about live streaming. Now, if you're live or whether you are catching the replay, please leave a comment or comment in the chat or in the comment section below if you've got a question and I'll answer it, or I'll come back and create another video to address it. I love to engage with you guys and I love to create content for you guys. So use me as you can. So let's talk a little bit about live streaming software options. So specifically for this live stream, I'm looking at three options and I have lots of feelings. I feel that it's not fair to compare software options that aren't in the same category. So I'm specifically looking at live streaming software options that are web-based. So I don't think it's fair to compare Ecamm Live to a web-based provider because I don't think that's apples for apples, right? I think that in order to give a fair comparison, I'm specifically looking at three different web-based live streaming software options. So I'm excited to bring this to you. And these are software options that I use and software options that I'm excited to show to you. And as always with what I present to you, it's all about giving you the information to help you decide for yourself. So, try not to be too biased on one way or another, but it's all about giving you the information so that you can make the call to, choose what's right for you. So let's have a look at a couple of the options. I think like this year, live streaming has become really popular as a way of, I think it was always going to be a popular thing, but I think the circumstances of this year forced it on us a little bit faster than we were kind of expecting. And as a result, we have lots of different live streaming software providers. So let's get right into it. I'm going to share my screen so I can talk to you. Okay, so the first option that I want to talk to you about, and these guys are quite new, so I'm really excited to talk about this option because, there are a couple of options right now. These guys, as a live streaming software option, are Melon, like the fruit. Melon. And I like Melon because one, they're web-based, extremely powerful. They are new, but give me some time to talk about why I think they're a great option. So although they're new in terms of being a provider in the market in this space, in the web-based live streaming space, Melon is actually developed by the same people who are behind StreamLabs, and StreamLabs are owned by Logitech. So they're actually like new, but not that new, if you know what I mean. So they've created this web-based live streaming option during this crazy time to give people another way of live streaming. And they've done it deliberately because, they also own StreamLabs OBS or SLOBS, which is a terrible acronym if you ask me. And StreamLabs OBS, as you know, is not the easiest thing to use, but they've created this web-based version and it is really easy to use. So I'm really excited to talk about this as an option. So at the time of this live stream, they've got two pricing options. They've got a basic plan, which is free, and it's free forever and ever and ever. That's what they told me. It's free forever. You don't even need a credit card to start. A lot of the providers of most software are like, it's free, but we're going to take your credit card so that we can easily charge you later, if you know what I mean. And I get it. I do. But with Melon, you don't actually have to do that. So you can get started without even needing a credit card. So that's really cool. And they obviously have a paid version as well. So there's a bit of a discount because they are new, that you can get it for quite a reasonable price, and they've got monthly and they've also got annual plans, and you get even more of a discount if you go on their annual plan as usual. With the basic plan and the pro plan, like all live streaming providers, Melon the Pro plan allows you to have more features such as unlimited streaming. You get to have more guests on the live stream. You don't get their watermark, and you can also live stream in full HD 1080p. And there's a couple of other things that they've got, such as multi-streaming. So you can live stream to one destination once to multiple destinations, and they've got disconnect protection. So when I was like, what does that even mean? And they said that disconnection protection is that if you are live streaming and you've got issues with the connectivity on your live stream, what normally happens on a live stream is that if you've got internet issues, the live stream will die and then it will end, right? But with Melon, they will hold the actual live stream lives for you still so that you have a chance to reconnect so it doesn't die immediately. And that's pretty cool, right? So internet is just one of those things where, you know, we pray to the internet gods that everything will work well, but sometimes it's out of our control. So having disconnect protection on the Pro plan is really cool. So I really like, you know, the plans that they've got. And let's have a look at what it looks like inside Melon. So this is what it looks like inside Melon. I'm just going to get my pointer out. Hold on. So this is what it looks like inside Melon. And we're going to be a little bit honest here. For the most part, I feel that all of these live stream software providers start to all look a little bit familiar, right? They start to look very similar. But what I like about Melon is that they're really simple and elegant to use. Less is more sometimes, particularly when it comes to live streaming. There's constantly so much going on all the time. I can really appreciate a live stream provider who just has what I need, no noise. And I really like what they've done here with inside Melon. So I'm just going to walk you through quickly the options in Melon. As usual, at the bottom here, you know, you can choose the microphone that you want to use with the audio input. You can choose the audio output, so the speakers or the headset that you can use. And you can see here that there's the, I guess, audio monitor for the loudness of your microphone as well. You can choose the camera source next to it here. So you can choose if you want to use an external camera or your inbuilt webcam or whatever you want. And you've also got the option to choose different resolutions. I think for the price point that they're offering, 1080p at the current price point that they've got for $15 a month is pretty damn good. Anyway, so I digress. So you've got the options to choose a camera and the resolution. You can screen share, because what's a live stream if you don't have the ability to share your screen to present or to do something a little bit more, right? So it's really easy, like most of the, like it should be, like screen sharing should be easy. So it's a matter of selecting that, choosing which screen or choosing which application or choosing which tab you want to show. And then let's do that now. So let's add, I swear I prepared for this. Let's show these notes, right? So you can choose whatever you want to screen share, and then it goes pretty much to the green room on the left-hand side here. And once you're ready to add it to the stream, you can just, you know, click show on stream. Look at my pixelated text there. So it's really that easy. So we've also got, I'm going to hide you, chat. So the ability to have, if you're multi-streaming, all of the chat come in from Facebook, from YouTube, from Twitch, all in one place, and also private chat. So this is if you have multiple guests on your live stream, you're able to talk to them here, but your viewers won't be able to see what you guys are talking about. So whether that's, hey, don't forget to say this, or hey, don't forget to drop this link, whatever it is, or hey, here's like, you know, this that we don't want everyone to see. So the chat is here and it's really easy and elegant to use. And then there is this edit screen option. So pretty much majority of the stuff that you need to do happens at the bottom here. In the heights, in the settings here, you get to choose, you know, if you want your name to appear and how it appears. You get to choose logo, so you can add a logo and it will appear in the top right hand corner. You can toggle that on and off. You get to choose you know, if you want to add your name as a banner at the bottom left and what that is, and you can choose between the color and the text as well. And you can always toggle everything on and off. And then there's the ticker, right? So you've got the option to add that ticker at the bottom of your live stream. It kind of really reminds me of late night television, like people trying to sell vacuum cleaners or like, you know, just, you know what I'm talking about. They're like, call in to buy this vacuum cleaner thing bag. That's just what this always reminds me of. Anyway, you've got the option to add a ticker and then to also change the color of the background of it and the font color as well. So if you want to add a ticker, there's an option to add a ticker. They've also got backgrounds, right? So at the moment, it's just this dull one, but they've got ones that they've already uploaded, or you have the option to upload your own. So you can choose your own image and upload that to display on the live stream. So for example, if I was going to show this on the live stream and myself on the live stream, as you can see, now you can see the background, right? So I've got multiple things on the screen and you can then, you know, play around with that. They've also got this schedule button here, and that literally is the ability to create an event in advance, and then what Melon will do is they will then create that event on Facebook so that it sits there and then that people can, you know that it's there in advance and follow it. And it's just nice little touches that they've got. So I like the other thing with Melon was in terms of using it, it's really easy. And that's their big selling point, right? It's really easy to use. And like you can play around, you know, look how easy it is. So if I wanted to switch between, let's just say that screen is not actually a screen and it's actually a person, you can toggle between the layouts just by dragging and dropping them. So that's really cool. And you've got a couple of options depending on like how many people on the stream and you know, what you're actually screen sharing. So I really like the elegance and the simplicity of it. I see a lot of criticism from people on the platform going, it doesn't look like StreamLabs, like StreamYard. I'm like, well, no, it's not. It's built by a different team and they've just released it and they're working on it, right? But for the most part, I think it's got everything that you need to get started with live streaming, and it's a good price point. I think it's quite affordable and it's really easy. The other thing that they have is, I'm going to hide myself, hide you as well, is the ability to add guests really easily. And this has become something that was originally really hard, but I'm glad that the live stream software providers have addressed it. And it allows you to add a guest by clicking on this invite guest button at the top here, and this will copy a link. And then I'm going to paste this so you can see. You send that link to whoever you want to invite on the live stream, and this is what they will see, right? So guest, so they will be able to add their name, they'll be able to choose their microphone, they'll be able to choose their resolution, they can see themselves on camera and then click join, and then they will be added to the live stream. So in theory, nothing like a live demo. There it is. So there, that's me as the guest. So that's there. And then I can just, you know, add my guest as I'm ready. Well, I was not expecting that. I can add my guest, I can play around with the layouts, and it's really that easy. So I really love that, you know, the elegance of Melon, and I'm really excited to see what they bring because they've only just launched in the last month also. And, you know, I think that people need to understand that software is always evolving and it's constantly, you know, developing and constantly growing. So I'm really excited to see what Melon bring. So that's the first live streaming software option. If you haven't heard of them before and now you have, I hope you give them a chance. They've got good plans, good pricing and good plans. And in my experience, like they're easy to use and it's been reliable. I'm going live. Let's see, so we don't freak out. If we go live, let's just see. Going live is a matter of hitting that go live button. That didn't quite work. I haven't quite set up everything properly yet. So, you know, it's quite easy to go live and it's not working because I haven't set things up properly. But going live is that little go live button there, and then that will allow you to go live. Now they've got their little chat support here. So if something's going wrong, you can, you know, use their chat support there, and that's how you use them. All right, let's move on to the next option. So the next option is Restream. So I use Restream a lot. I've been using them for the last, a long time now. And I use them to multi-stream, and I use them in combination with Ecamm Live. But recently, they have come out with a web-based live streaming option, and that allows you to live stream using your browser like Melon, like StreamYard. And, they've got a couple of specials at the moment. It's Halloween. They've got a couple of pricing options, but they've got essentially 3 plans. So they've got a free plan, they have a standard plan, and they have a professional plan. And as usual, as you progress up the plans, you get more options. But let's have a look at what it looks like inside Restream Studio. So this is inside Restream Studio. There's a bit of noise happening outside of my complex. Sorry, I was just a little bit distracted. So with Restream Studio, like the other providers, everything kind of happens either at the bottom here. So, you can choose your camera source. You can, disable the audio. You can share your screen, like all of them. You can add guests, sending that link to your guest and invite them onto the live stream. You can play videos, right? So let's just say that I wanted to play an intro video, or I wanted to play, a reaction video, a video so that we can watch the reaction for. I can do that using Restream as well. Their settings are really easy to use. So everything either happens at the bottom here or on the top right here. So you have the option to add banners. You have the option to play with different backgrounds, which is really cool, or add your own. So very similar, as you can see, but lots of different options. I do like with Restream that they've got some video assets that you can use. So I'm going to see. With Restream, you can either use their video, so they've got a couple of video assets there, or you can upload your own that you can play during the live stream. So that's really cool and a nice little option that they have. And you can also add overlays. So let's hide you. You can either use theirs or you can add your own, right? So whether that's adding your logo overlays or just image overlays to add some, visual beauty to your live stream, they've got the options to do that there. They've also got private chat as well, so the ability for you to chat to your guest if you need to have a conversation and for everyone not to view it. And I'm actually using Restream now, but you can also, add the chat to the actual live stream. So I'm going to try to turn some stuff off. Let's turn some stuff off because there's a little bit too much going on. So as you see, everything is about clicking on it. It's quite intuitive, turning things on, turning things off. So I'm on the chat and I want to add the chat to the actual live stream. I can see it all here, so it aggregates all the chat into one place. So, I multi-stream, I live stream to Facebook and to YouTube. And so it's all in one place, so I can see it all, within the Restream Studio. So I can add the chat by just clicking on it, and then that will add it to the actual live stream. So really super excited about what Restream do and what Restream have. I also really like, they've got different layout options as well. So whether you want to play around with adding yourself small or large, or lots of different options. Really, really robust live streaming software. So really love them. So can't speak highly enough of them. I have had really good experiences with Restream. But as always, test them all. They've got the free plans that allow you to test it and see what works for you. And everyone's computer setup, everyone's internet, everyone's configuration is different. So test them all out and see which one works for you. But now you can see what it looks like before you, go into there. Now let's talk about the next guys. StreamYard. So StreamYard, really popular, really growing live stream people. And, I use StreamYard. You may be saying, you use a lot of stuff. I'm like, yes, I do. I use a lot of stuff and I pay for a lot of stuff as well. I like to use different software options, you know, when I'm training people on how to live stream so that they've got options, right? So they can pick the ones that work for them. So I use them all so that I can teach you guys and so that I can help other people live stream as well. So with StreamYard, like, you know, all the providers, they've got three plans. They've got a free plan, they've got a basic and a professional plan. As you progress up the plans, you get more options. I'm not going to read out line by line, but essentially, you know, the most popular one is their basic plan, according to them. I really like StreamYard because they've evolved a lot over the last year. So they've worked a lot on reliability of their platform, and they've also added a lot of features. But let's not just talk about it. Let's go in and actually have a look at what it looks like inside StreamYard. So now you may be saying they're all starting to look a little similar, Sarah, and I couldn't agree more with you. They all look really similar. It's like everything's either at the bottom here, quite similar, or on the right-hand side or on the left-hand side, essentially. So they're all starting to look really similar, and that's great because they have less of a learning curve for us. So you can switch between different providers if you do find that one is not working as well for you. It doesn't take as much to learn a new one like it would be in the past. So really super excited about this option. So this is StreamYard at a glance, and you can see here the options to add banners really easily and customize your banners to display during the live stream. You can play with the colors of the banners, so you can choose and match them to whatever your brand or favorite colors are. Beautiful overlays, which you can only use if you upgrade, as you can see here, and just lots of different options. Also similar to Restream, you've got the ability to play video clips during the live stream, and you've got the ability to also upload different images and backgrounds as well. So really, really robust, really flexible, and really powerful live stream software provider. I'm not going to say which one's my favorite because I don't think it's fair, right? I think it's like choosing between children and families. Like everyone's got their different strengths, and it's not fair to choose a favorite. They do also have private chats, so that allows you to talk to your guest. Once again, hey, show them that link, or hey, use this link, or hey, stop doing that type of thing. So they've got really easy options, and everything's really elegant. So these are the three options that I would recommend you consider if you are looking to use a web-based live stream option. Now let's come back to me and let's have a look at some of the questions. Giga Art said, hello again. This topic is just what I was Googling after your last live stream. So I'm really glad that I was able to help you there. Hopefully that I've actually answered some of your questions and not confused you even more. Now, the Marine from Texas says, this is absolutely awesome of you. I have been looking for new streaming software other than OBS. Nothing against OBS, but I always love options. I have a lot against OBS. So I have really wanted to like OBS as a live streaming provider. And I'm talking about like the open source OBS, not the StreamLabs OBS. But I just have found them really hard to use, right? And I just don't think live streaming should be that hard because you've got other stuff that you're trying to deal with, let alone the software. You've got the equipment, you've got like all the content you want to get through, and the software shouldn't be that hard. So this is why I'm a big fan of, web-based live streaming software options that are easy to use, which is why I really love Melon, which is why I really love Restream and StreamYard. So Active LA says, hello, thanks for joining me. Is StreamYard free? They do have a free plan. So they have a free plan. It does mean that if you live stream on the free plan, as for all of them, that you will have their logo in the top right-hand corner. And there are limits as well. So you don't get to use all of the features, so you can't customize the live stream as much as if you were to pay for it, because they've got to give you some incentive to pay. Remember, there are developers, there are people who have to put time into creating these features for us. But you can use any of them: Restream, Melon, StreamYard as a free account and see if you like it and then upgrade. And they've also all got monthly and yearly plans as well. So you can just go monthly to try them out. And then if it doesn't work, then, the month is done and then you can end that relationship quite politely. So when it comes to live streaming software options, there's constantly different players entering the market. I think that I like the direction that the software providers are moving at the moment, where it's all about how can we make it easier for them. They've all evolved significantly in terms of adding guests to your live stream easier. And now everything's like one link, send them through. Prior to this, it was like this 17-step process, and then you would pray that it would work. So I'm really glad that, they're kind of listening to us to make this easier, because, you kind of pay for this software, so it should be easy to use. Now, the Maureen from Texas says, they are extremely hard to use, and I too am a simple software person. Restream is one of my faves. Absolutely love Restream. And I'm really, Restream had a big round of investment recently. So they had I think, don't quote me, I can't remember exactly. I think they raised 50 million in the last round of funding. So I'm excited to see what 50 million brings in terms of, the development of the software and just the reach that they will have. So really, really excited. Is StreamYard the same as Restream? No, they are not. So they're created by different companies. Completely different companies, different brands, completely different. The one that you may be thinking of is Melon. So Melon, our friends Melon are part of StreamLabs, and they're owned by Logitech. So that may be what you may be thinking of. But I didn't know that either until they reached out. And they were like, hey, we're here. And I was like, oh, interesting. I did not know that. Worth trying out. Really interested to see where Melon are going, particularly being backed by StreamLabs and Logitech. I know the team are really passionate, and the team, when I spoke to them, are looking to roll out a lot of stuff. So I think we should watch this space. So Giga Art says, I am on the StreamYard free account, so I'm stuck with the logo, but I love how easy StreamYard is. Girl, I hear you, right? So that's the thing with the free software providers. When you go on the free plan, they whack you with their logo. StreamYard do have a referral program though, so that can help offset the cost of the monthly fee of using StreamYard. So have a look at that, because you do get a little bit of money back if you have people that you refer them to, that can help offset the cost of that. The Maroon from Texas, so Restream raised 55 million, which is pretty impressive. I think that's very, very impressive for a startup to raise. So excited to see what they'll do with that. Oh, the Maureen from Texas says, what do you think about Switcher Studio? To be honest, I haven't used them yet. I use a lot of software options, but I haven't used Switcher Studio yet. If you're interested in them, let me know, and I'll, have a look and see how they compare the pair to see, let's say, do they do the same thing? So StreamYard and Restream, do they do the same thing? Yes and no. Right? So they're different companies. They both provide live streaming software options. There are very subtle differences, very similar things that they do, but they do things differently. I do feel like, let's have a look now. Let's share the screen again. So this is Restream, and, for the most part, you can live stream, you can choose your camera, you can add, comments to the chat. And with StreamYard, very similar thing. You can add choose your camera, add yourself. You can, have a look at all the comments and add the comments to the chat as well. There are subtle differences though. I think there's subtle differences when it comes to definitely, I want to be very careful here because I have relationships with both of them. I think there's just subtle differences in the user interface and the branding experience, right? So I'm very careful because I love them both very dearly. So I think it really comes down to what's important to you and which one works better for you, right? So try them both out. And, I haven't had problems with the Restream, but I know one of my friends was like, he just couldn't get it to work. And then I've had, problems with StreamYard from time to time, but they find them out. Whereas other people have been like, haven't had a problem ever with them. So everyone's setup is so different. It's really hard to say which one is right for you because I don't know what your configuration is. I don't know what your needs are. So it really is a matter of trying them out. So yes, that essentially wraps up tonight's live stream session. Oh, no, I've got another question. The Marine from Texas says, from what I've seen, they are absolutely amazing if you have more than one camera and need to switch between them two, or if you need to get on more than one angle. Oh, okay. I'm assuming you're talking about Switcher Studio. Yes, okay, that sounds pretty cool. Active LA, that's okay for the questions. We can handle it. Are you using Restream Studio to stream now? Yes, I am. So I use Restream Studio and I use Ecamm Live. So I use this combination because one, I'm on a Mac, and two, I want to live stream in 4K, and none of the live stream providers at the moment, StreamYard doesn't do it, Melon doesn't do it, BeLive doesn't do it. Only Ecamm Live allows me to live stream in 4K. And I want to live stream in 4K because I bought a 4K camera and I was like, this is the whole reason I bought the camera, because I wanted the 4K. So that's why I use Ecamm Live and Restream. So that combination. I use Restream with Ecamm Live because I want to multi-stream as well. So I want to live stream to YouTube and Facebook at the same time, pretty much because it saves me time. Like, I remember before we had the option of multi-streaming, you would live stream to Facebook Live and then you would upload it to YouTube, right? Just extra steps. But now, none of that. Like, no one's got time for that. Live stream once and it pushes out to all of the platforms. So that's what I actually use. I use Ecamm Live Pro and Restream in order to live stream in 4K. Because the others don't do it. So that's what I do. So yes, so Marine from Texas says, yes, I was referring to Switcher Studio. I'm really interested in this. I'm not a big fan of multi-camera switching personally for me, because there's too much going on during a live stream for me to start off with. If I have to deal with other cameras, I don't know where to look, and it's all a little bit much. So just for me, it's a bit too much. But I think for other people, if I think it's definitely something that you progress to. I think it's overwhelming to live stream as it is, let alone dealing with which camera's on now. Do I look over here? Oh no, I'm over here. Oh no, I'm over here. So I think it's great if you can manage and handle that. For me, it's a bit too much, but I definitely will have a look into them. All right, Active LA. To post the comments on the screen, are you using a plugin? Are you plugging them now, or is it through Restream or Ecamm? Good question. So to do it right now, as you're seeing your own comment, this is doing it through Ecamm. So they have an option where I can see the comments and then add them to the live stream. So it's for this live stream, it's through Ecamm, but you can do it through Restream if you're using their web-based studio as well. So yes, lots of questions tonight. I actually really love it. It's really nice to get engagement. Sometimes it's a bit quiet, but today we've got quite a few people. What camera are you using? So cameras. I am using the Canon 90D. I've always been a fan of the Canons, and I like the Canons because it all comes down to a bit of laziness, to be honest. I like the Canons because of the color that you get from them. I also have I'm also a fan of the Sonys as well, but I find that with the Canons in post-production, and if you are editing videos, they need less color balance and color adjustment than other cameras. So that's why I love the Canons. And I also find that in terms of the live stream video quality and the coloration, is that a word? I don't know. The color that comes through the live stream from the Canon, I like how that works with my skin tone, and it's a personal preference for me. So that's the camera that I use. The Canon 90D is what I live stream with in 4K, and I just use the standard kit lens, so the 18 to 55 millimeter kit lens. So yeah, that's the camera that I use. Now, Active LA says, I can't use Ecamm because I do YouTube stream on a PC. Oh, my friend. So I get this feedback a lot where people are like, oh, you recommend Ecamm, but I'm on a PC. Do they have plans to ever come to PC? And the team at Ecamm have been very vocal about saying, no, we're Mac only and we have no plans at the moment or in the future to be PC. I don't even know if they even have plans to be web-based, to be honest, but I do find them a very, very, very powerful tool for Mac. Maybe, it's a reason for you to get a little Mac and try it out, because I do find the live streaming experience from Ecamm really, really good. So it just gives me a lot more flexibility without having to learn OBS, because avoid OBS at all cost. So I think, send through any last questions and then we'll wrap it up shortly. Active LA, thank you for answering my questions. Please let me know how often you live stream. Glad I found your channel. Well, I was live streaming very frequently, but then I got a little bit sick and a little bit burnt out. I think that's a symptom that many people have at this time, where it's just a really crazy, stressful time. So I was live streaming every week. I think I was up to about 3 times a week, but I had to dial it down in the last month because I got a bit sick and I dislocated my shoulder, and it was starting to get to me, and I was starting to feel the pressure of live streaming and my health clashing against each other. So it's toned down now. And now I'm trying to figure out what that sweet spot is, whether I go back to 3 times a week, which I love live streaming and interacting with you guys, or whether it's how it works. So I'm trying to figure that out, but I will let you know. So subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I try the best that I can to let you guys know when I'm going live. But sometimes it's nice to just go live and see who's ever here. And for the most part, people on the channel seem to be really supportive and really nice. So that essentially wraps us up. Thank you so much for everyone who joined and participated tonight. It's always nice to be, engaging with you guys and answering your questions, whether it's in the chat or in the comments below. So hopefully you found that useful. If you found this video useful, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel, where I do lots more live streams about live streaming and tutorials to help you live stream better, create better video, and grow more income and impact for your business. Now, if you haven't got it already, check out the link in the description, and I'll put it on the screen, to my Facebook Live cheat sheets. So sign up for that. You'll get a link to download the cheat sheets, and it will help you get up and streaming on Facebook Live, as well as frameworks to help you turn your viewers into buyers as well. So make sure that you grab that. It's free if you haven't already. Thanks so much for joining me, everyone. I'm going